Hi, Claude Whitaker here. I'm the owner of the Sweeper store at 2799 Cleveland Road. We handle vacuum cleaners, ceiling fans, air purifiers, and heaters. So we are a multi-purpose store. We sell several different things for the Worcester and Wayne County area. What I want to talk to you about today is one of our best vacuum cleaners, one of our most popular vacuum cleaners. It's the Vibrance Ultra Premium vacuum cleaner. And it's red. And it's made in America, which, you know, now there's only a couple of different uprights still made in America. I think there's Kirby is still made in America. I think Oryx still is, and Riccar still is made in America. It has a few great features. I want to explain those features to you, and this machine is on sale right now at the Sweeper store. Okay? First of all, I want you to notice there's a lot of metal. The metal handle, metal extension wand. By the way, if you want to extend out the extension wand, you just go like this. Okay? So you got metal. An extension wand that goes up about 9 feet. It's a very useful extension wand. It also has metal on the bottom here. Bottom plate is metal. It's got an all-metal roller brush and with replaceable brush strips. Now, a couple of things that are interesting about these brush strips is when you get cat hair and pet hair, dog hair, when hair gets, when you're picking it up on the carpet, hair will not wrap around this brush. It actually just picks it up very, very quickly and easily. And the hair doesn't get jammed in the end caps right there. So notice how that you've got this space right here. Okay, so when you're using this, you've got great edge cleaning on the right side, great edge cleaning on the front, all the way across the front, and then not such great edge cleaning on the left-hand side. So, but you are getting, it's like you're getting almost 100% suction all the way across this section right here. Okay, these are replaceable brush strips, which means eventually, 5 or 10 years down the road, when these need to be replaced, you can replace them for $10. I think it's what we charge, is just $10 to replace the brush strips on this machine. Okay, the wheels are rubber instead of plastic to make it a little bit easier to push. The machine itself weighs about 16 pounds. It's very well designed. It's very durable. It has a belt over here that is a permanent belt. In other words, it says lifetime belt, and what that means is this: the belt will never break. It's rubber, but it's got steel cords running through it. It's what's called a serpentine belt, so that it fits grooves that are in the roller brush and in the motor, so that the belt will never slip and the belt will never stretch and the belt will never roll off. In fact, it's such a good belt that, see this little light right here? Okay, you can see that right there. What happens is, if you pick up a sock or a teddy bear or something like that and it gets stuck in the brush, the motor will automatically just shut off. The motor shuts off automatically to keep the motor from overheating, which is a good safety feature. Well, all you do is you take the sock out or whatever it is you picked up and you pull that out, and then this light right here will be blinking red when that happens. Well, when the light's blinking red, all you do is turn off the machine, okay, and turn it back on, and it starts right back up. It's an automatic reset switch, which is very, very handy. It saves you a lot of service calls. It also saves you from having to replace the belts every year or two. It really, really does. Now watch this. See that RR? It looks like the Rolls-Royce emblem a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, so do this. Just pull this off like this, and inside you have the bag. Okay, now this bag is a self-sealing bag, and what that means is this: a HEPA filter bag. This is HEPA filter material. Nothing's going to leak through this bag. It'll stop 99.99975% of all particulate matter will be stopped by that bag right there. If you have allergies or somebody in your house has allergies, this will certainly help them. And then it's self-sealing. I want you to notice something. When you put the bag in, it's like this. See that hole right there? Well, when you take the bag out, it automatically seals itself like that. So no dust or germs or bacteria or dust mites or creepy crawlies or whatever, nothing is going to be coming back out that port. All you do is when you pull it out, it just automatically shuts like that, and you just toss the bag away. So it goes in like this, push down like that, and that's exactly how that bag goes in there. And just push it up like that, and it locks in place. See this? And then you've got, so everything goes into the bag first. Nothing ever goes into the motor, which means your motor is going to last a lot longer than when dirt goes through the motor. Well, this all goes into the bag. Everything you pick up, even if it's little paper clips and little pebbles or whatever, it's all going to be going into the bag, so you can't hurt the motor. Then there's a charcoal filter, a white and charcoal filter. White on one side, charcoal filter on the other side. This is really washable. This filter is really washable. This filter is not washable. This is the exhaust HEPA filter. It's a sealed filter. which means that no air can go around this filter. All the air coming out the exhaust of the machine is forced through this filter. Eventually this will get dirty. It's the same kind of air filter, that an expensive air filter like the ones you put on your car. Eventually that'll get dirty and clogged and you do need to replace that. But the machine itself, when you're vacuuming, you're actually cleaning the air as you vacuum, which is really useful. So at the end of vacuuming, not only is your carpet cleaner, but your air in the room is much cleaner also. That goes on like this and goes on like that. Okay? You can adjust the height by just tilting the handle back like this, automatic height adjustments. If you want to go from carpet to bare floors, all you have to do is turn off the brush here. So now I've got this so that see, watch this. I turn it on, nothing's happening. See, the brush isn't turning. Alright? I flip it with my foot, now the brush is engaged. See, now the brush is turning. So now you can use it on carpet. You want the brush turning. You want the brush turning when it's on carpet. You don't want the brush turning when it's on bare floors. Also, see this light right here? If that light is on, that red light right there, if that light is on, that means your bag is full. So it's got an automatic reset switch, and it tells you when the bag is full. It's very useful. It has a nice long, I think a 40-foot cord. I want to make sure that because it just came out. This model just came out. I want to make sure I'm telling you the truth here. It has a 40-foot cord, and it has a 12-amp all-metal dual-stage motor. Now, let me explain what that means, because this is one of the main differences between the Riccar and the Riccar and Kirby, which is actually also has an all-metal motor, but it costs much. It's more than 3 times the cost of a Riccar. The motors that go into this is actually the motor that's inside this Riccar. And I want you to notice something. It's a dual fan motor. First of all, it's all metal. It's a dual fan motor. See, there's a fan here and there's a fan here. Now, what does that do? How does that benefit you to have a dual fan motor? And this is the only model that Riccar makes in the Vibrance line that has a dual fan motor. It's also the only vacuum cleaner that I sell that has a dual fan motor. It's a very good idea. The dual fan motor does not make the brush turn faster. On carpet, it probably doesn't pick up much better than a single fan motor, but on the attachments, it pulls air much harder. So on the attachments, especially if you're using an optional 15-foot hose, which is what we use here, see this hose right here? It's optional. You don't have to get it. But if you want, you can have a 15-foot hose. So you can set the machine in the middle of the room. You can do all your furniture without having to move the machine at all. If you want to, you can set the Riccar at the base of your steps. You can do all your steps because you've got a 15-foot hose that will pop right on the back of that Riccar. And that's available. Well, the motor, with the dual fan motor, that will pull air much more efficiently and much more powerfully through a 15-foot hose, or even through a 9-foot, when this is extended out, it's got about a 9-foot hose on it, a 9-foot reach. It'll pull much more efficiently through that long of a hose, and because the longer the hose, the less suction there is. So you really, that dual fan motor is going to come in real handy when you're using the 15-foot hose. The other big advantage of a dual fan motor is that, first of all, it's an all-metal motor. The dual fan motor makes it run cooler because it forces more air in through the motor, and that air that's being forced in through the motor is what's cooling the motor and keeping it from overheating. That's why vacuum cleaners with all metal motors last decades and vacuum cleaners with plastic motors last just a few years. For example, we all have a story of our grandmother or maybe our mother that had a Hoover and she had it for 40 years and it always worked and it never went bad, and finally she replaced it and got another one, but it lasted 40 years. Why? Why did it last 40 years, but the one you bought at at a discount store, that only lasted you a year or 2 years? Why? What's the difference? Well, there's several differences. One of the main differences is when Hoover was still made by Hoover and not made out of the country, but when it was made in Canton, Ohio, they used all metal motors, mostly. Okay, in later years they didn't, but in earlier years they used all metal motors. And all metal motors radiated heat away from the inside of the motor. So the motors run much cooler, so they lasted much longer. Plus metal, of course, is more durable than plastic anyway. So a real good idea is to get a vacuum cleaner, whether you get it here or if you're listening someplace out of my area. This is Wayne and Holmes County is where I am, and that's the area that I service. But if you're in New York or California or something like that, you're probably not going to drive here to buy a vacuum cleaner from me. So when you're looking for a vacuum cleaner, make sure it has an all-metal motor, which means it's going to last a long time. Make sure that it has an all-metal roller brush, because a plastic roller brush can melt. A wooden roller brush can actually not catch fire, but it can get really hot and expand. And also with replaceable brush strips that are the type of brush strips that hair doesn't wrap around the brushes. Very, very important things, especially if you have pet hair. And a HEPA filter is really good because you don't want to be breathing in all the stuff that was in your carpet a minute ago and now you're breathing it in. You really want to get rid of it, and that's how you do that with HEPA filtration in the bag. HEPA filtration is an exhaust filter right there. Now the warranty on the, I want to make sure, the warranty on this model right here is, I want to make sure I'm telling you the truth, it's a 6-year warranty that covers literally every single thing. 6 years on it, you know, from bumper to bumper, 6-year warranty. We honor the warranty here. If you buy a Riccar vacuum cleaner from us, we honor the warranty. And we also do the following things for free. This is if you happen to be in my area and you want to shop here, this is what we do. If you buy a Riccar brand vacuum cleaner from us, you get the following things for free. First of all, we give you 6 bags for free. Okay? Bags just like this. We give you 6 of these HEPA filter bags for free. Now that doesn't mean bags are free forever. That just means that we'll give you 6 bags when you buy the vacuum cleaner. Even though there's a permanent belt on there, belts are always free. If a belt would happen to break, as long as we're in business, belts are always going to be free. We don't charge labor on repairs here. Now that's not part of the factory warranty. After the first 6 years, the factory warranty is gone. But here we never charge labor on repairs on Riccars that were bought here. Why? Because, you know, we make $1 when you buy the vacuum cleaner. We just don't feel like we have to make $1 every time you stop by and visit. And that's kind of the way it is. We think it's really good service. Also, we give you free annual tune-ups. Bring in the Riccar once a year. This is just for the Riccar brand vacuums. Bring it in once a year. We'll do the following things for free. We'll clean the entire machine. We'll tighten the screws. We'll make sure it's not clogged anywhere. We'll check the belt. If the belt does need to be replaced, we'll replace it, which it almost never does, but we'll replace it if it does. We'll replace the light bulb. It's good general maintenance. We'll clean the filters. If it needs new filters, we'll tell you and we'll show you. That's the first thing I look at is the filters. And then you'll see if you need to replace the filters. Maybe every 5 or 10 years you need to replace the filters, but certainly not every year. Also, if you bought a Riccar vacuum cleaner from us, Riccar brand vacuum cleaner, and you bought it from us and you're in our area, we have commercial carpet cleaners that if you bought a Riccar, you're allowed to borrow them anytime you want for free. There's a tool to do furniture and steps. There's also a tool to do carpeting. You're more than welcome to borrow them really anytime you want. Okay? So those are some of the nice things that we do if you buy a Riccar vacuum cleaner from us. If you'd like to know more about the Riccar Vibrance line, which this is the best one, which by the way, if you want to know the price, it's $7.99 is the price for this machine. They go down, the Vibrances go down in price from this machine, and they go up in price when you're talking about these vacuums right here with dual fans. So we've got all kinds of different uprights. We have lightweight uprights, we have canisters with and without power nozzles. In other words, canisters to do carpeting and canisters for above the floor cleaning. We even have little portable vacuum cleaners also. So come on down to the Sweeper store. We'll help you out any way we can. The phone number is 330-345-2111. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.